All right, what I did want to do was I wanted to make one that was going to be sitting down. So I don't know if what that's going to look like, but let's see. And let's see, so I have one like this. Or would they be like this? Oh, maybe more like that. Yeah, like this. I would have him, as you see, I'm lightly, very lightly sketching. Okay, so do I want to make his nose bigger? Yeah, probably. You know, your lines don't have to be perfect right away, you know. And I usually sketch because I usually say shade because I find it helps me visualize the whole thing. See, so this helps me right here because I know the hat, his hat will go like this, and right in here should be quite a bit darker, right? My beard. Now his shoes. That looks kind of cute. Try to make them similar. How would his beard be? Wondering if his beard could be like this. Because he's sitting, right? Yeah. And the hat I'm just tracing over it lightly to establish where my shape is going to be. Now, it's going to look weird. I know this is touching. I don't like that too much, but it's going to look more weird if it doesn't, because if I make it go like this, it's going to look awful, I think. Oh, Pixel, you're okay. That's my dog. Trying to get her used to being outside a little bit because she's a princess and winter's coming. So as you see, I'm going a little bit stronger with my pencil mark. I'm wondering. No, I'm not sure about this. Yeah, that's better. Or would this go like this? Yeah, sometimes look, you know, will it go like this? Maybe it will. There we go. And now that I like this, do I want this to be like this? No. Like this is out of my imagination, right? I don't have something that I can copy from. So it's a little bit difference. Like, as if I was going to copy this, I would copy it exactly because I have something in front of me, but this is inside my head and I'm not seeing something right now. So it's just like a little bit of a guessing game, and it's the fun of the surprise, also of creating, right, and drawing. Sometimes you just don't know what's gonna happen, or how it's gonna turn out. I'm wondering if I should make this sort of like a leaf. There we go. Like I was saying in the other drawing of the other gnome, you're going to have shading, and just like in my computer here, the shading is further than the object. And I like to shade because the shading gives depth, and it gives a three-dimensional look to every clip art. There we go. And you have to think that even if the beard is white, it's still going to be darker. And where you see the lines will just be a little bit darker. And closer to the underneath of the nose. So I'm looking at, if this is the nose, I don't know if I could do this or not, but if this is the nose, and the closer you are to the edge of the nose, so at the underneath of it, it's going to be darker. So right here, it's going to be a little bit darker. See, like that. Okay, let me just finish my shoe here. And usually, which I didn't do in this one, is usually I will do my source of light. So if my source is here, this is my sun, I usually make a little drawing to be able to say, okay, well, everything from here is going to be light, and everything from here is going to be in the darkness. So if I do that, that means I would take this much and put this in the dark. Will this go in the front a little bit? Probably. In the sense that, okay, so if I'm shading here, right, and I want this to be in the front of the hat instead of in the back, then that would mean that this would have light on this side. This would have darkness on here, on this side of it. But here, I want there to be light because it's going to be in front of the hat. So it's like it's twisting, but it's coming towards the front of him. So it would be dark like this. And then, of course, here, because that's the back of it. So, and then here. And of course here. And shading before you do your actual details of your drawing, to me, helps me visualize more, and it's underneath, so you can put the details on the top of it, so it's easier that way. This is towards the back, so at some point, now if I want it to come towards the front, that's how it would be. But this is not a class on shading. This is just a clip art pack that I'm doing my sketching for, so my little gnomes. Also, but if you want to just have a nice little sketch and you want to do contrast between, let's say, things, what you can do is you can make textures. So here I'm going to do a crosshatch for his little booties, or then I could go on and just shade over it a little bit. And you're going to lose some of the cross hatching in the darker areas. And our sun is here, so all right, so let me go back to this here. So this is a sketch, it's not a final drawing. But I love doing these. Love, love, love doing these. I love pencil drawing. I think it's very rewarding to be able to draw and things by hand. I like it. I like the effect. I like the way it looks. A little bit more around here. And underneath, that's something that's really shaded. You'll notice that there's light that reflects underneath it. It's never pure black. Now between you and me, it should have been the contrary. I think more shading on this side than on that side. And this is things that you can fix when you're redrawing it. And then you can darken, like I said before, underneath the nose. Notice how when I'm doing those little lines, how much it's making it even more 3D than this side, because like you could really feel it going underneath, that the wool hat goes underneath and is tucked, giving it that little bit much needed realism. If you want to do it a little bit real, you don't have to. you see, this is my center, so I'm not doing all of the rounded ribs of the hat the same way, because it won't go the same way. You can't all have them, let's say, all like this. You have to have them at one point, it'll be straight, and it's just perspective, so they'll be turning the other way. And go dark at the beginning, and then you go lightly with your pencil. You just press a little bit harder, and it gives you that gradient. There you go. All right, so let's go back to here. I like to go, I'm all over the place when I draw, but that's just me. I like drawing on 8.5, 11 papers. I find that it's very easy to play with, easy to move, easy to. I just put a lot underneath, so I feel the cushiness of it, if that's such a word. I like to have. I don't like to feel my table. That's what it is. And I'm on my computer. My computer's right here. I have a drawing table or a station over there, but sometimes I just like, I need a lot of light to draw because my eyes are, I'm wearing contacts, and then plus my contacts, I have reading glasses. So my eyes are not really great, but they're wonderful. I can see, but I don't have great vision is what I should say. So I need a lot of light to draw. All right. When you're going to turn, you're going to see that you also come smaller here at the turn of the hat. There we go. And what I would do is, if I want to change the color, I would just make it a little bit different with my pencil so that you know that it's a two-toned gnome hat. Now if you're asking me about the shading, I would just go, as you guessed, just a little darker on the darker color. So I'm curious to know, do any of you draw? How long have you been drawing for? Have you taken lessons? Drawing can be fairly easy to learn. I come from a family of artists, but my father did not want to teach me to draw because he wanted me to have my own style of drawing. So he didn't want to influence me. So I pretty much had to learn by myself. Same thing goes for painting. So I had to, well, it's, I don't know how you say autodidacte in English. Well, self-taught, I guess. Been drawing since I'm 2, I think. My mother has this thing in her cookbook where I drew a sun. Because when my father would take care of me, he would just didn't know what to do with me, so he would give me a pencil and paper and just go, here you go, 2-year-old, do something. And I would. All right, there we go. Soften it out a bit. I'm liking him. He's sort of cute. Yeah, messy but cute.